Hello everyone, my name is Varun Mitra and welcome to the video. In this particular lesson, we are going to talk about Sightly syntax. After completing this training, you should be able to define what Sightly is and how best to use it when designing your website. Sightly is an HTML templating language introduced with AEM 6.0. It takes the place of JSP and ESP as preferred templating system for HTML. As in all HTML server-side templating systems, a Sightly file defines the output sent to the browser by specifying the HTML itself. But Sightly differs from other templating systems in three main ways. First and foremost, Sightly is secure by default. That is, Sightly automatically filters and escapes all variables being outputted to the presentation layer to prevent cross-site scripting vulnerabilities. Secondly, Sightly enforces separation of concerns. The expressiveness of Sightly templating language is purposely limited in order to make sure that a real programming language is used to express the corresponding presentation logic. Last but not the least, Sightly is HTML5. A Sightly file in itself is a valid HTML5 file. A Sightly specific syntax is expressed either within a data attribute or within HTML text. Sightly has two types of syntaxes. Sightly block statements are custom data attributes added directly to existing HTML. Sightly expressions are used to access data structures that provide the dynamic elements of the HTML output. Now, let's just go ahead and do a quick hands-on and use Sightly for accessing some of the values in a component. I'm going to use CRXDE Lite for this example. Within my CRXDE Lite, I have imported the company project. This company project is available to you in a zip file that is available alongside this video. That is, you can download the zip file, import it within your Brackets IDE and push it to your running AEM server. Within my company project, I have created a title text component. I have also created a dialog underneath this title text component. This dialog implements a text field. Now what I will do is I will simply incorporate some code within title text.html. I'm going to quickly go ahead and type in some of the Sightly code within title text.html. This code will help me in retrieving values from my dialog box. As you can see, I have simply incorporated some of the Sightly code within title text.html. The code is fairly straightforward. Over here, I'm using data slide test in order to implement an if condition. Data slide test implements an if condition. The expression on the right hand side, if it evaluates to true, your data slide test will evaluate to true. If it evaluates to false, then your data slide test condition will fail. The expression on the right hand side, its value is stored within this particular variable. That is, var test will contain the value of this particular expression. That is, if properties the title is null, then the second data slide test condition would be executed. So over here, I have implemented an if condition where I'm checking if my title value is null. If it is not null, then the value would be displayed on my screen. If the value is null, then this code at line number 6 would be displayed. Finally, I'm once again using data slide test to implement another if condition where I'm checking or performing a string comparison. That is, I'm checking if my var test variable is equal to test. If it is, a simple string would be displayed. This is how you can use data slide test attribute within your code. Now I'm going to simply incorporate this component within my content page.html. I will just go in here and I will simply include this component within my content page.html. This will allow me to access this component on all of my web pages that are created using content page component. I'm going to quickly go ahead and copy paste a simple piece of code. So I've included the title text component within my content page.html. I have used data slide resource tag for doing that. Data slide resource tag is similar to CQ::include. You would have used CQ::include while incorporating or including components within your JSP. Data slide resource is a re-implementation of CQ::include. CQ::include tag or CQ::include requires you to specify a path and a resource type attribute. So I'm providing the path and the resource type attribute here as well, and I'm specifying certain values against them. So that is how you can include a component within your page component or within any other component. So I've created a new component and I have incorporated it within my content page.html. So now this component should be visible to me across my entire company site. Let me go to my training page and open it up. I will see that the property title does not exist text is displayed. This is coming from my title text.html. It is actually coming from line number 6. Let me provide some value in here. I will be able to see whatever text that I type in to the text field displayed on my web page. This is coming from my very first data slide test condition. Let me type in test over here. This should execute the third and the last data slide test condition, and I will get the following message on my screen. So we have seen how you can use Sightly syntax for creating a simple component. You should now be able to define what Sightly is and how best to use it when designing a website. Thank you very much for watching this video and have a great day.